Eastern Regional High School presents the Music Man.
You're crazy with the heat. Credit is no good for a no-shit salesman.
Why not? What's the matter with credit?
It's old-fashioned. Charlie, you're an Anvil salesman. Your firm give credit?
No, sir.
Nor anybody else.
River City next.
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button hooks.
Cash for the cotton goods. Cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the soft goods. Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the noggins and the piggins and the firkins.
Cash for the hog's head, casket and demijohn. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the fly pickles.
Look, what do you talk? 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 What do you talk?
What do you get it?
What do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk. You can bigger, you can talk. You can bigger, bigger, bigger. You can talk, you can talk. You can talk, 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 talk. Bigger, bigger, bigger. You can talk all you wanna, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. But you gotta know the territory.
Why's the Model T Ford made the truck trouble. May the people wanna go, when they get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county seat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who's gonna patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore?
What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
At the Model T at all. Take a gander at the store, at the margarine store, at the present day store, at the present day margarine departmentalized grocery store.
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
You can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, bicker, bicker, you can talk all you wanna, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Why is the you need a biscuit made the trouble? You need to put the crackers in the package in the package. The you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package made the Cracker Barrel obsolete.
Cracker Barrel went out the window with the mail pouch cup plug charmed by the stove, changed the approach of the traveling salesman, made it pretty hard.
No, it didn't, but you gotta know the territory.
Gone with the hogshead, casket, and demi-john. Gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel, milk pan. Gone with the tub and the pill and the tears.
Ever meet a fella by the name of Hill?
Hill?
Hill.
Hill?
No!
Just a minute.
Never heard of any salesman, Hill.
Now he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What the fella's line? Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
The Cracker Barrel being obsolete, or the you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package, or the Model T Ford.
Just a minute.
Never worries about his line. Never worries about his line. Doggone thing. He's just a bang beat bell ringing big hall great go necker nothing great roar every time a bullseye salesman. That's Professor Harold Hill.
Tell us, what's his line? What's his line?
He's a fake and he doesn't know the territory.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
He's a music man. He's a what? He's a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in the towns with the big trombones and the rat-a-tat drums. Big brass bass. And the piccolo uniforms too, with the shiny gold braid on the coat and a big red stripe running.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps, and here and there a juice horn.
No, the fella sells bands, boys' bands. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he dallies and he gathers, and he plucks and he shines. And when the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory.
River City, we're across the state line into Iowa. River City, population 2,212. Cigarettes illegal in this state. All aboard.
All right, if you're all through, I'll tell you about Professor Harold Hill.
You really know Harold.
Never seen him in my life, but I know this much. He's giving each one of us a black eye. After he's worked a town over, the next salesman to arrive gets automatically tarred and feathered and rode out to the city limits on the rail. Oh, you think that's funny? Well, wait till it happens to you. Your hair never grows back.
Why should he get rode out of town on a rail?
Because in order to sell these band instruments and uniforms and instruction books, he has to guarantee to teach the kids how to play.
Well,
And to form them kids into a band, with himself as the leader.
what's the problem with that?
He don't know one note from another, that's the problem with that. And he can't tell a bass drum from a pipe organ. Man, I will catch up with that two-bit swindling cigarette someday.
You're too much, Charlie. Sure like to be there the day you finally catch up with that fella.
Not in Iowa. Even the great Professor Harold Hill wouldn't try to sell to them neckboat Hawkeyes out there.
Bart, all aboard.
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I ought to give Iowa a try.
I don't believe I've caught your name.
Don't believe I dropped it.
Iowa way to treat you when we treat you, which we may not do at all. There's an Iowa guy, a special chip on the shoulder, attitude you never read without them being called. We can be cold as a falling thermometers in December if you ask about our weather in July. And we're so by God's love, we can stand and touch and go as far as we can find and never say eye to eye. What the heck? You're welcome. Join us at the picnic. You can have your fill of all the food you bring yourself. You really ought to give Iowa a try for life or contrary.
Morning, Mayor Shin.
Morning, Mayor Shin. It is. If you want to go round in your drawers all day.
And there I was, in the Madison Hospital, and nobody come to see me. I mean, Cousin Will never come, and Bertha never come. Your Aunt Bertha's dead. Well, she was gonna come anyway.
We can be cold as a falling thermometers in December if you ask about our weather in July. And we're so by God's love that we can say, touch your nose as far as we get a time and never say eye to eye. What will you do our shirts and all that to go with it? If your cross should happen to die. What the heck? You're welcome. Glad to have you with us, even though we may not ever mention it again. You really ought to give Iowa, Hawkeye, Iowa, Tim Horn, Davenport, Marshalltown, Mason City, Deerwood, Hayes, Clear Lake. Ought to give Iowa a try.
Mr. Squires, guess I'd like to hire a rig for Sunday if you could accommodate me.
Then I expect you ought to see the man in charge of hiring a raise. Who is late as usual?
Hey, Gregory!
Marcellus?
You old son of a gun! But Craig,
Hill's the name, Harold Hill.
what are you doing here? Why didn't you let me know you was coming?
Didn't know I was myself. Besides, how can I know you'd end up in a little tack town like this? You were a pretty big slicker when you were in business with me.
Too many close shaves the way you work. Besides, I got me a nice, comfortable girl. Nothing Hoffenmeyer, boss's niece.
Gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good.
So, what's the new pitch?
La-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Oh, you're not back in the band business. I heard you was in steam automobiles.
I was.
What happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No.
Now, give it a lowdown here, Mars.
You'll never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn islands, Greg. Besides, we got a stuck-up music teacher here who'll expose you before you can get your grip unpacked.
Male or female?
Music teacher? She's a librarian. Female.
Perfect. Exactly what I wanted to hear. When she passes by, point her out to me.
I will. But how are you going to start the pitch?
Same old way. Keep that music teacher off balance and then find a way to get your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
But River City ain't in any trouble.
Then I'll have to create something. A desperate need for a boys' band, you remember? Now, what's new around here? What can I use?
Nothing. Except the billiards parlor just put it in a pool table.
Ever had a pool table around here before?
No, only billiards.
That'll do. See you later, Mars. And don't forget, music teacher.
Music teacher.
Are you Ewart Dunlop?
Yep.
Well, friend, either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you're not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player, certainly mighty proud to say I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are gold. Help cultivate horse sense and a cool head, a keen eye. Do you ever take a try to give an ironclad leave to yourself from a three-rail billiard shop? Well, just as I say it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a balk line game, I say that any... can take and shove a ball in the pocket. And I call that sloth. The first big step on the road to the depths of degradé. I say first, a little medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pitchback suit and listening to some big out-of-town Jasper here to tell about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trot race, no, but a race where they sit down right on the horse. Like to see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on damn patch, big of a boil. Well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets on a table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum, with a capital B that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. And all week long, your River City youth will be frittering away. I say, your young men will be frittering away in their noontime, supper time, short time too. Get the ball in the pocket. Never mind getting dandelions pulled or the string dog patched or the beefsteak pounded. Never mind pumping any water to your parents and caught with a cistern empty on a Saturday night, and that's trouble. Oh yes, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids in the knickerbocker, shirt-tailed young ones, peeking in the pool hall window after school. You got trouble, folks, right here in River City. Trouble with a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. Now I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they're loafing around the hall? They'll be trying out Bevo, trying out Q-Webs, trying out tailor-mades like cigarette fiends, and bragging all about how they're gonna cover up a telltale breath with sense. And one fine night, they leave the pool hall, heading for the dance of the armory, libertine men, scarlet women, and ragtime, shameless music that'll drag your son and your daughter to the arms of a jungle animal instinct. Mass hysteria! Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground. Trouble.
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
With a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We've surely got trouble.
We've surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Our children gonna have trouble.
Mothers of River City, heed the warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The moment your son leaves the house, does he rebutton his knickerbockers? Below for me. Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime novel into the corn crib? Is he memorizing jokes out of Captain Billy's whiz-bang? Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like, swell! And so's your old man? Well, if so, my friends, you got trouble!
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
With the capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We've surely got trouble.
We've surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
Remember the Maine, Plymouth Rock, and the Golden Rule.
Our children gonna have trouble.
Oh, we got trouble. We're in terrible, terrible trouble. That game with the 15 numbered balls is the devil's trouble. Oh, we got trouble, trouble, trouble.
Oh yes, we got trouble here. We got big trouble.
With a T.
With a capital T.
And a rhyme with P.
Got a rhyme with P.
And that stands for pool.
That stands for pool. Oh, we got trouble, trouble, trouble. Right here in River City with the capital T that rhymes with P and that
exercises.
I don't remember the library being open last 4th of July.
It was, Mama, all evening. Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Oh? Who?
I've never saw him before.
Did he say anything?
He tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. Now don't dawdle, Amaryllis. So do la re to me a little slower, and please keep the fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
If you don't mind my saying so, it wouldn't have hurt you to find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Well, excuse me for living, but I've never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of River City people and taking it all too much too hard.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman has a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can't quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all the other high-flown Greeks.
Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
No, I haven't changed the subject. I was talking about the stranger.
What stranger?
With the suitcase who may be your very last chance.
Mama, do you think that I'd allow a common measure? No, really, Mama. I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intent.
I know all about your standards, and if you don't mind my saying so, there's not a man alive who could hope to measure up to that blend of Paul Bunyan, St. Patton, or Webster. You can go to for yourself and your Irish imagination, your Iowa stubbornness, and your library full of books.
Well, if that isn't the best I've ever heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I have a?
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, dear.
Winthrop, it's after dark. Is that a way to walk into the house?
Hello.
That won't do at all. I'll have a kiss from my boy. And that lady over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you please come? I would especially like it very much if you'd come. Winthrop?
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to our party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because of the S, because of his lisp. He's ashamed.
We know all about his lisp, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop?
I'll bet he won't say it. No, thank you, Amaryllis. 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 He's crying. Why does he get so mad at people? Just because he lisps.
It's not only because he lisps, Amaryllis. That's just part of it.
What's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No, dear. We all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he does never talk to me. But I do him every night. I say goodnight to him on the Evening Star. You have to do it the very second you see it too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
There, darling. It's okay. You have lots of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Never! I'll end up an old maid like you! I'm sorry, Miss Marianne. Can I play my cross-hand piece?
May I play mine?
May I play my cross-hand piece?
May.
See, without a sweetheart, you know him to say goodnight to on the Evening Star.
I know, Amaryllis. For the time being, just say, good night, my someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along.
All right, it's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshead.
Now I may play my cross-hand piece.
Good night.
singing, and to J.C. Squires for his fine stereopticine slides. And to Ethel Toffelmeyer, our fine player piano. As mayor of River City, I welcome you, River City-sians, to the 4th of July exercises held here in the Madison Gymnasium. Account the weather. 4 and 7. The members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. The members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Wantanyi girls of the local wigwam of Hiawatha will present a spectacle, My Wife, in which my wife, Eulalie Makekni Shin, will take a leading part. Mrs. Shin will recover. No thanks to a certain young ruffian who is a disgrace to our city. 4 and 7. The Payne's fireworks spectacle, last days of Pompey I will take place providing the rain stops by 9:30. It will be in the Madison Picnic Park in the far meadow across the creek from the pest house.
How can it be rain? Didn't the Gazette predict fair? Sure did, Yorks, and that's why we're all prepared for a storm.
Hey, the Gazette is accurate most of the time, and you know it, JC.
Well, you wouldn't last very long in the banking business being accurate most of the time, I'll tell you that.
Now, just a minute. I will have order.
Looks like the number 8's late again tonight.
I make her early.
Yeah, she's late, all right. She's right on time. What's the matter with your watch?
Will you
members of the school board stop bickering in public? Never mind. 4 score and...
Table in town.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Now, just a minute.
Is it a pool table or isn't it?
Will you allow me to get on with the exercises?
We don't want any exercises until we get this pool table matter settled.
Let's protect our children.
Yeah.
Resist sin and corruption.
Yeah.
Slay that devil and keep our young boys pure.
Yeah.
Friends, listen. May I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can give this troubled friends with a wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me, if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize the River City Boys Band. Now think, my friends, how can any pool table ever hope to compete with a gold trombone? Rah, 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 da, da, rah, rah. Think, my friends, what a handful of trumpet players did to the famous, fabled walls of Jericho. Oh, billiard ball of walls come a-tumbling down. Well, a band will do it, my friends. Oh, yes, I mean a boys' band. Do you hear me? I say River City's got to have a boys' band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand. River City's got to have a boys' band. As sure as the Lord made little green apples, that band's going to be in uniform. John, Willie, Teddy, Fred. And you'll hear the glitter of crashing cymbals, the thunder of rolling drums, the shiver of trumpets. Dum-da-da! And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed when Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, the great Creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade, with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones caught the morning sun, with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottom timpani and horse platoon, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double bell euphoniums and big bassoons, each bassoon having his big fat say. There were 50 mounted cannon in the battery, thundering, thundering, louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters who'd improvise a full octave higher than the score.
This calls for emergency action. I haven't seen Iowa people get that excited since Frank Goshen's Strangler Lewis lay on the mat for 3 hours straight without moving a muscle. Never mind, I want his credentials. Grab that hoodlum, he almost blew up his shin.
Thank you, Professor. Have to make an example of him. Ringleader, you know? What he does, the gang does.
Clee, let me go.
You wild kid, you. Hanging around my oldest girl. His father's one of them. Day laborers, South Town. You wild kid, you. Tagging down Main Street after my oldest girl last Sunday.
I wasn't even tagged.
Don't you contradict me!
Just walking together, Geely Clee.
You watch your phraseology. I know what you's doing. My little Gracie Senior. Now stay away from my oldest girl or you'll hear from me till who laid the rails. Now here, I'll talk to you Monday morning about this bad thing. Over at City Hall, 10 o'clock sharp. Men, I want that spellbinder's credentials.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
You don't know this kid. He's tough, and he's got his gang waiting outside.
I'll be careful. Tell me, I'd like to talk to you about the band.
Oh, gee, Professor, that's for the little kids.
I'm not talking about you playing the band. You're mechanically minded, are you not? Ever do anything with perpetual motion?
Nearly had it a couple times.
You did. You're my man. You know, nobody has ever invented a music stand for a marching piccolo player. No place to hang the music.
Geely Clee, wonder where I could get some wire from.
Look in your cellar, that's where people keep wire. Tommy.
Yes, sir?
Constable, I'll show you how to break up a gang. Young lady, miss. And what's your name?
Cynthia, I didn't have any idea it was beckoning to me. God!
Do you know Tommy Gillis? Tommy, escort the young lady home.
Except that I'm not going home. I have to go to the library. God!
Then escort the young lady home by way of the library. By way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir.
You know, Professor, you're a pretty bright young fellow. You made a couple mistakes, though.
Oh?
The mayor happens to own the billiard parlor and that new pool table.
Oh. What was my other mistake?
That's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest daughter.
Just a minute, Professor. We'd like to have your credentials. We're the school board.
Academic certificates.
Nothing of the kind.
We need letters and papers.
Make him put up a bar!
Gentlemen. What am I hearing? You there. Say ice cream.
Ice cream. But I don't sing, young man, if that's what you...
Talk. Down here. Down here.
Ice cream.
Talk slow.
Ice cream.
See? Singing is just sustained talking. Now you.
Ice cream.
Now you right here.
Ice cream.
Now you, sir.
Ice cream.
Ladies, from now on, you'll never see one of these men without the other three.
Oh, but Professor, you're wrong. Why did they hate each other for 15 years?
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream.
How can there be
any sin insincere? Where is the good in goodbye, in goodbye? Your apprehensions confuse me, dear. Puzzle and mystify. Mystify, tell me what can be fair in farewell, dear, while one single star shines above. How can there be any sin insincere? Aren't we sincerely in love? Oh, we're in love.
Listen, I've got some wonderful caramels over at the hotel.
Mr. Hill.
Professor Hill.
Professor. Of what? At what college do they give a degree for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall.
I wouldn't know that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold medal class, about 5.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? And another thing, Mr. Hill. I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some of the people in this town. I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in my library which may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Hey, Gregory!
Marcellus! And don't call me Greg.
How'd you make out with the music teacher?
Scrumptious. In out of my hands the minute I tip my hat.
She did. Boy, did you kind of swap tonight. For a minute there, even I thought you knew something about leading a band. Just like you used to imitate that band concert fellow back in Joplin.
You mean la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da? That's kid stuff. You just keep your eyes on me for the next 4 weeks, son.
4 weeks? But it only used to take 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
It still does. But it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
Oh no, Greg, you haven't added uniforms.
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? But you can't pass yourself off as a music teacher. I mean, not for only 4 weeks.
No, Marcel.
You don't know one note from another.
I have a revolutionary new method called the Think System, where you don't bother with notes.
But in 4 weeks, the people that want to hear the music, you'll have to lead a band.
But when the uniforms arrive, they forget everything else. This is a refined operation, son, and I've got it timed right down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand and the last train out of town. Now, if you'll excuse me, Mr. Washburn.
You're gonna line yourself up for a little canoodling, huh?
Well.
Say, I can hook you up with Ethel's sister. Nice girl, teaches Sunday school.
No wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher for me. That kind of girl spins webs no spider ever. Listen, boy. A girl who trades on all that purity merely wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will file refers to marching down the aisle, no golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine goddess. No, sir, for no Diana do I play fawn. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss. How can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark, I fizz. For the lady who knows what time it is, I cheat and I rave. For the virtue I'm too late to save, the sadder but wiser girl for me. No bright-eyed, blushing, breathless baby doll baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots no sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No, to a young miss who keeps resisting. All the time she keeps insisting. No white-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, why she's the fisherman, I'm the fish. You see, pull up, affluent, I shy. When the lass with a delicate air goes by, I smile, I grin. When the gal with a touch of sin walks in, I hope and I pray for history to win just one more A. The sadder but wiser girl's the girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me.
Professor Hill, we're all agog, simply agog.
Oh, that can't be. Everybody's so excited about the band. I'm Ethel Tolfemeyer, the pianola girl. And this is Mrs. Squires, Mrs. Hicks, Mrs. Britton. And of course you've met our mayor's wife, Eulalie McKechnie-Shin. Isn't it exciting, Eulalie?
Oh, I could not say. I could not say at this time. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure, and naturally I'm reticent. Oh yes, I'm reticent.
Of course, Mrs. Ginger. Part of my musical plans include a committee on the dance, you see. Do that again, Mrs. Ginger. Your foot, the way you raised it just now.
Oh, well, I have a bunion there, Father.
What grace! What elegance! What natural flow of rhythm!
Oh, Mr. Hill!
You must accept the chairmanship for the Ladies' Auxiliary Committee on the Dance. Mustn't you, ladies?
Oh, yes, we have to.
Every move you make, Mrs. Shin, bespeaks Del Sart.
Ooh.
Do accept, Mrs. Shin. Will you?
Eulalie McKechnie-Shin. Dancing, well, I...
Then you accept?
Yes, and I would like to say...
Thank you. Now about the young lady who plays the piano. Marion Peru, I believe. After all, she is the librarian.
Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, cheep, cheep. Pick a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, cheep, cheep. Pick a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk Miser Madison.
Miser Madison? Madison Gymnasium? Madison Picnic Park? Madison Hospital? That Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who do you think he was anyway?
Well, I should say. Show off. I gave the town the library too, didn't he?
That's just it. When he died, he gave the library building to the city.
But he left all the books to her.
She was seen going and coming from his place.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That woman made great She touched diamonds. She had a golden glint in her eye, silver voice and colorful rock. Just melted down and feel a lump of lead is cold and sea. Her penny heart.
I'll only be in town a short while. Well, a sadder but wiser girl from here.
Will you please make your selection and leave?
I have.
Well, what do you want to take out?
The library!
Quiet, please.
The librarian. You're not listening, Marion. Look. Marion. Marbles. 6 Steelies, 8 Aggies, a dozen Pee-wees, and 1 big glass with an American flag. I think I'll drop it.
No!
Madam Librarian. What can I do, my dear, to catch your ear? I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, heaven help us if the library caught on fire and the volunteer hose brigade men had to whisper the news to Marion. Madam Librarian. What can I say, my dear, to make it clear? I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marion, if I stumble and I busted my whatchamacallit, I could lie on the floor unnoticed till my body had turned to carrion. to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Madly, it's a long lost cause. I can never win, for the civilized world accepts as unforgiving us. And talking out loud with an librarian, such as Madam Librarian. try in here to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, madam librarian. Marion, it's a long lost cause. I can never win, for the civilized world accepts that love forgive us. And talking out loud with any librarian, such as Claire. Ladies dancing with against these guys. Liam, marshmallows. Madam Librarian. Real. Well, Tommy, we've had a pretty good morning. 11 sales out of 12 tries. I tell you what, it's almost noon. Go home and get yourself some dinner.
Goodbye, Professor.
Bye, Tommy.
Just a minute here. Are you soliciting why you haven't got a license?
Why, no, Mayorship. I'm just admiring your lovely town. Why, that building...
Flattery will not avail. Soliciting is statutory in this county. Malfeasance without a permit now. Why haven't you been down to City Hall with your references?
I just missed you. Mr. Mayor, your hand.
What?
That spread of the little finger, it's hereditary.
Oh, it is. What does that mean?
It means that your son's little finger is perfectly situated to operate the spit valve on a B-flat flugelhorn.
Is that good?
Good? It means that America has at last produced an artist that can flugel the minute waltz in 50 seconds.
How can I get myself one of these horns?
Sign right here, Mr. Mayor. That'll be $17 import fee.
And to think, I could have missed this whole... I haven't got any son! Why, you unscrupulous blue-eyed you unfabulous be down to City Hall with your bygone references by 3 o'clock!
You mean this afternoon?
I couldn't make myself any plainer if I was a Quaker on his day off!
Mrs. Peru, did I ever tell you about the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I don't know if I understand you entirely, Professor.
If your boy has that same firm chin, those splendid cheek muscles, oh, by George. Not that he can ever really be great, you understand.
Oh, is that so? In the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, you see, all the really great cornet players are Irish. Oh, Clark, oh, Mendez, oh, Klein.
But, Professor, we are Irish.
No, really? Well, that's true. Sign here, Miss Peru. Your boy was born to play the cornet. Fine. That'll be $7 import fee. Oh, and of course I'll need the boy's measurements for his uniform.
His uniform?
Hello, son. Certainly his uniform. And not a penny more due till delivery, which gives him 4 weeks to anticipate, to imagine, to enjoy at no cost whatever. Never allow the demands of tomorrow to interfere with the pleasures and excitement of today.
Want to have,
A stripe? Yeah, certainly, my boy, a wide gold stripe down each side. What do you think of that?
You'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day, even to us. And if you get him to play in that band, you'll have St. Michael's on way with you. But if anybody can do it, I'll bet you can. Out of a crowd, I'd pick you for a hod-carrying, clay-pipe-smoking, shamrock-wearing, harp-playing, Maberdeen-pinching, Terrace Hall, minstrel-singing Irishman. Be gum and be jabbers. Where are you from, me boy?
Gary, Indiana.
I knew it! Gary! Where did you say?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Was she now?
Why, yes, gold middle class, about 5. How to do, Miss Peru?
How to do, Mr. Hill?
Of course, Peru. I thought the name sounded familiar. I've tried to see you since the other night.
He wants to put Winthrop in the band.
We're not interested, Mama.
But Marion, the boy might have his father's musical gift. He does have my jaw, you know.
Your husband musical? I'd like to talk with him.
Do you burst in on everyone's home like this? Prying into personal affairs. We're not interested.
Marion.
Oh, 1 for and 1 against. Now, why not let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
I'm sorry. But that's all the more reason your brother should
My
have...
brother is a 10-year-old problem child who doesn't understand why his father was taken away from him. Would you care to explain it to him? He's been brooding about it for 2 years. As for your musical tricks, why don't you go into business with some nice carnival man who sells gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings?
Musical tricks. Miss Perdue, I'd hardly call... I get the feeling she likes the idea. A little cautious, perhaps, but I admire that in a woman. Just keep me alive and I'll be back in the next 4 weeks.
One moment, Professor. About the boy's measurements, I make all his clothes. Sleeve 21, waist 18, crouch 14.
Fine, that's all I need. Now I must get back to the hotel.
Professor, I do hope you'll excuse Marion. She's not really used to...
Please, don't worry about a thing. I'm sure that at heart she's as lovely as yourself. Good day to you, Whittaker.
Is he gone?
He has, and I hope not forever. Darling, don't you ever think of your future? Gary, Indiana, conservation class of top 5. Now, darling.
Now, Mama, surely a girl's future doesn't depend on encouraging every fast-talking, self-centered, woman-chasing traveling man who comes to town. And the fact that he claims that his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling, all right. Only it's a well-known principle that if you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in another, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Mama! Winthrop, I know you're there. Please go down to the library and ask Miss Grubb for the book I set aside. It's the Indiana Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a large brown volume with black corners.
Do I have to...
You won't have to talk to anyone. I've written it all down. Thank you, dear.
Now, what are you up to? Why do you need books this hour?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal may help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
Well, I give up. At your age, if you don't mind my asking, what kind of white knight do you expect to come riding along?
Well, I'm not waiting for Luther Griner, who backs me into the ancient history shelf every time he comes into the library.
He does?
Or Advantage and that buggy of his with the removable back seat. But I'm not waiting for a man in shining white armor either. White knight, not a Lancelot, nor an angel with wings, just someone to love me, who's not ashamed of a few nice things. White knight, what my heart would say if it only knew how.
then meet me after supper.
I can't. It's Epworth League night. Meet you where?
The footbridge.
You see, isn't that just what I said? Last time the lumberyard, and now the footbridge, and where will you meet me after that? In the black hole of Calcutta? Ika!
I only want to show you my invention.
What invention?
My music holder for a marching piccolo player. It still has a couple of minor flaws still, see? When you keep it tight enough to hold the music steady, you cut off the circulation and you can't wiggle your fingers. Meanwhile, you could go blind.
Tommy, it's Papa!
Is that the first thing I said or not?
Yes, George.
The very first thing I said or all these pay with a horse. Get that spellbinder's credentials. I said more than July 4th, 1912. And now, my wife is off dancing at any and all hours instead of in the home. The school board is singing up street and down alley instead of tending to city matters. My oldest girl is fooling around with some wild kid, and my business has fallen off so far I can't find the balance sheet.
Mr. Mershin, I found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
His who?
His university.
Oh, I know all about that. In fact, that's the only thing I can ever get out of it. Gary Conservatory, class of all 5.
Yes, well, if you'll just take the time to read through it a little bit, you won't have to look much further. It's on page...
Papa, the Wells Fargo wagon's coming from the depot.
The Wells Fargo wagon?
A likely story. At this hour, nonsense. The Wells Fargo wagon?
It could be the band instruments.
The band instruments?
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Oh, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be.
And one night at the break room, told me wasn't me about to better.
Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. A free surprise for COD. It could be curtains or dishes, or it could be. Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It surely could be something very, very special now. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Oh, go right past my door. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what he was coming for. And I expect a new rocking chair.
I hope I get my raisins from Fresno.
A DARS and a cannon for the courthouse fair.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming now. I don't know how I could ever wait to see you. It could be something for someone who has no reason, but it could be something special. Yeah, for me.
Here you are, Winthrop.
I'm Cornette. Gee, thanks, Professor.
You will each receive individual instruction in due course. Until then, stay off the streets. Get acquainted with the minuet in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
La-di-da, la-di-da. Sister, sister, isn't this the most scuzziest logical thing you ever saw? I never thought I'd ever see anything so scuzziest as this scuzziest logical thing. Oh, sister.
Round one for you, Mr. Hill. But I better hear some. I got to now them words in pretty short order. I'll see you over at the grand jury in front of the county seat. Now, Miss Barrett, about that book. You watch your phraseology. Go along if you want to. I have to get something from the library about that book.
Ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday nights at the high school.
take your bodies with you. Oh, lovely, ladies, lovely. Let's have a go at our Grecian urns. 1 Grecian urn. 2 Grecian urns. And a fountain. Trickle, 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 trickle. Oh, lovely ladies, lovely. I predict that our Delsart display will be the highlight of the ice cream sociable. All right, gentlemen. Now, ladies, don't make me remind you again. Always keep your face to the audience. All right, Mr. Dunlop.
It's you in the sunrise, it's you in my cup.
It's you all the way into town. It's your sweet hello, dear, that sets me up.
And it's
your got to go, dear, that gets me down. It's you on my pillow in all of my dreams, till once more the morning breaks through. What words could be saner or truer or plainer than it's you, it's you. Yes, it's you. Oh, yes, it's you.
Please, kids, this shit'll have my head.
Mr. Washburn, we are entitled to 5 more minutes.
If you think you can hold these kids back, go ahead.
Why, you...
I'd rather do it in front of your back, but...
Do what? Never mind.
Anita scared ya, but I'm not. I should think you'd hate to have your own daughter scared ya, cheaply.
I'm going to warn you once more. If I ever catch you touching my daughter, I'll, by God, horsewhip you till hell won't have again.
George!
Not one poop out of you, madam.
I think he needs a pee.
Yes, now, get out of this public building.
I've got as much right in this public building as anybody.
Right. How do you get any right around here? Aiding and abetting the swindling activities of that spellbinding civil salesman. You want to know what I see written all over you? Reform school. Now get out! Get out, you wild kid!
Papa, please. It's Capulets like you make blood in the marketplace. Ye gods!
You watch your phraseology, young woman. Go home. Eulalie?
George,
Attend to your dance. All handles Anita, taken up with wild kids from the wrong side of town.
Mr. Mayor, if I could just make you understand that all...
Well, you can't. And by the way, thanks for nothing. I read that book you gave me from cover to cover for a whole week now, and I haven't found a thing.
Mr. Mayor, I want you to know I'm vouching for Tommy Julius. That boy's got the confidence of every kid in this town. You'll be standing in line waiting to shake his hand by the time our band plays its first concert.
At the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members will have to foregather in wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they've gotten from tripping over their beards. Now, let me tell you something, my fine, young, Never mind! JC, Oliver, Ewart, Owen. I want this man's references, and I want him tonight. Don't let him out of your sight. He's slippier than a Mississippi sturgeon.
You mean you want us to get his credentials?
Get his papers, or get him to jail. I couldn't make myself any clearer if I was a button hook in the well water.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor Shin has behaved abominably, and I think it was wonderful of you coming to Tom's defense.
Oh, that was nothing.
Yes, it was.
No, a man can't dodge the issue every time a little personal risk is involved. What does the poet say? The coward dies 1,000 deaths. Brave man, only 500. Of course, the mayor was already pretty mad like out of his billiard parlor, but I suppose a recommendation from a musical authority like yourself would help, but I couldn't think of asking you to do a thing like that.
Why, Professor?
You would?
I'd be glad to. I just wish I were a little more informed. I've been wanting to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
His cornet? Mother of pearl keys?
Yes, I'm sure it's fine, but you see, he never touches it. Oh, the first week or so, he made a few experimental blats, I guess you'd say.
Blats, yes.
And he sings the minuet in G almost constantly.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da.
But he never touches his cornet.
Well, you
He
see...
tells me you told him it wasn't necessary.
now
He
I-
tells me about some think system. If he thinks the minuet in G, he won't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor...
Miss Marion, the think system is a revolutionary method, I'll admit. So was Galileo's conception of the heavens. Columbus's conception of the globe. Bach's conception of the well-tempered clavichord. Now, I cannot continue to discuss these matters here in public, but if you'll allow me to call, when may I call?
Why, any night this week?
Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 pick a lot, pick a little, pick a little, swim a little, pick a little, swim a little, chip, 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 pick a lot, pick a little, pick a little, you were so lovely, Jess, chip, 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 so low tonight, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 like a fairy, talk a little, pick a little, chip, 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 pick a lot, pick a little, pick a little, sugar, pick a little, silver, chip, chip, oh, pick a lot, pick a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 pick a lot, pick a little, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk, chip, 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 chip,
of times.
Yes. You know, all week long I've tried to give you fellows my references and credentials, but every time you seem to get off the subject somehow. I have just what you want up in my hotel room. Take me a second.
Sorry, afraid I'll have to come along with you.
That's fine. Let's just see if I have my key. What's this? A testimonial from Madame Reedy, the only female bassoon player to ever appear on the Red Path circuit. Her stage name, of course. Actually, she was from Moline. Lida Rose Quackenbush.
Can I just see that for a minute?
You'll never forget the name. It's Lida Rose, same as the old song. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose.
To get the sun back in the sky. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose. About 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Lida Rose, now everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Lida Rose, oh, won't you be my Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose.
Will you ever tell him? Won't you ever tell him? Ah, yes. Ah, no. Ah, fiddlesticks. Just open up your mouth and let it come out. Now, nothing. If he ever comes to call again, you see him alone. And if you haven't got the gumption to tell him how you feel...
Tell him!
Well, there's nothing wrong with a ladylike hint. Winthrop, where have you been? Fishing.
With Harold. You mean Professor Hill?
Mm-hmm. And look, I still have some work left.
Oh, did you have a good time?
Scrumptious. He told me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana, and he said he'd take me there someday. And he taught me a song that hardly has any S's in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana.
There's plenty of time later.
Shin's look around here somewhere.
The Shin home is on East Elm, Mrs. West Elm.
Ah, criminy. I see you're the piano teacher in town. You must know about this fellow Hill forming a boys' band.
Yes.
Well, don't let it worry you no more. I got the goods on him in spades, two-bit swindle and thimble rigger. That's why I've got to see Shin. I'm just passing through. Number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop. I wish it were 20. Sure like to concentrate 5 minutes on you, girl.
Who are
Name's Charlie Cow. And Bill Salesman. But just now I'm out to protect the good name of the traveling fraternity from this swindler.
you? Mr. Cow, you're making a big mistake.
Oh, mistake, my old lady's corset cover. This guy's been the raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth just long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me, and now he's not going to spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of music teacher are you? You didn't see right through him? He's no more professor.
Oh, I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professor. It's a harmless deception. He is a fine director. And
Now,
he's
wait a minute.
scholastic.
Fine director? Have you heard one note of music from any band?
No.
But nothing, girly girl. He never formed a band in his life. And he never will.
Mr. Cow, if I could just make you understand.
Oh, I'd like to do more than that at the time. Sure got the inclination. But I've got to catch my train and leave this dynamite with somebody on the way to the depot. Bye, girly girl. See you next time through.
You'll never catch the train at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
Oh, no, sir. I've got to leave word. And I can see you ain't the one to leave it with.
Just a minute, Mr. Cow. You don't know me yet.
Is that an invitation?
No, I meant... Well, I don't know you.
Yes, I need more time anyway.
I mean, as well as I'd like to.
No trouble there, girl.
I've never met a man who sells anvils before. That's something, well, quite different.
Tate's a real salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils have a limited appeal, you know. What am I doing? I miss my train, I'll lose my job, and I've got to leave word about that fellow Hill.
Leave word with me.
I'm not on your tin type. How do I know you deliver these letters?
Try me. There's your train. Now run for it.
You double-dealing little... Who do you think you're protecting? This guy's got a girl in every county in Illinois. That's 102 counties. Not counting the piano teachers like you who closes up to keep their mouths shut. Neither one of you deserve the last of me. Girl,
I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding. At the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Line a rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Good evening, Miss Marian. Line a rose, how everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Line a rose, oh, won't you be mine? Line a rose, oh, line a rose, oh, line a rose.
Marian, dear, who was you talking to? Why, Professor Hill.
Through the top of the evening, Miss Mary.
Why don't you and Marian come up and sit? I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Well, I'll put some on.
Oh, shall we sit, as your mother said?
Well, I have to.
You did ask me to call.
Did I? I didn't mean anything by it.
Oh, Miss Marion, I'm not suggesting your invitation inferred anything but academic enlightenment. Oh, the thing is, I've been by your house a few times this week to try to explain it to you, but there always seem to be people around. And mostly ladies, I thought.
Yes, Mrs. Squires and several of the ladies.
I'm glad. Wouldn't want anybody beating my time. You wouldn't? No, ma'am. Well, it's evidently not the convenient night. I'll see you at the sociable later.
Professor Hill, is it true that you've had 100? What I'm trying to say is...
Yes?
Is it true that you've developed a think system?
What? Oh, yes, it's really very simple. As simple as whistling. See, nobody has to show you how to use your lips to whistle. You simply have to think or two to have it come out clearly. Here. Now, just try this yourself before you ask any questions.
I take your word.
Could we sit down?
Are all music teachers as dense as I am?
All music teachers?
I dare say you mean dozens, even 100. Have they all been fascinated, as I have, with the think system?
Some more, some less. One young lady thought up the same system before I even got to her town. Now, she showed me a few refinements.
I see.
Have I said something wrong?
Please don't let me keep you, Professor Hill. I'm sure you have many more important things to do than to explain the think system to me.
I can't think of one.
And I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
And now say, where'd you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Miss Marion, one mustn't believe everything they hear. After all, one even hears rumors about the librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me a sure job so that Mother and Winthrop and I could have some security. Now, surely you don't believe it.
That's exactly what I'm saying. But why do you think people start those rumors?
Narrow-mindedness, jealousy. Jealousy, mostly, I guess.
Exactly. And jealousy mostly starts rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Oh, nothing about you personally, just generally.
And what have you heard generally?
Just that. But of course it stands to reason that disappointment and jealousy can lead to... I mean, take you, for instance, your attentions to customers, and, well, teachers, for that matter, might easily be misinterpreted, mightn't they? I mean, now, honestly, mightn't they?
Why?
And as you say, if another salesman or someone were jealous, well, they could be downright lies, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Of course.
It just proves you should never believe everything you hear, doesn't it? I mean, if you just discuss them.
Miss Marion, I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. But couldn't we do it sitting down? You do sit, your knees bend and all.
We could sit on the porch steps.
We could also sit on a large hollow log over the footbridge.
I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk.
I've got a dress for the social.
Then meet me there in 15 minutes.
I just can't. Please, some other time, maybe tomorrow.
My dear little librarian. Pile up enough tomorrows and soon you'll find you've collected nothing but a lot of empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today worth remembering.
So would I.
The footbridge? 15 minutes?
15 minutes. Mama!
What?
I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be in the saints be praised and works.
Let us.
I've been using the think system on it from the parlor.
uniforms have arrived. The kids are starting to get in them already. The people are going to be screaming for music if those kids show up at the sociable.
Yeah.
Here is most of the dough. I got Tommy to collect it for me. I just sent him to pretend to hold a practice for the band.
All right, Marcy. Go get the ring.
I got it.
And what time's the freight go?
9:40 from the junction.
It's not even 8:30 yet.
Listen, you want to twirl a wordle around and get yourself caught in a bunny trap, you go ahead.
Don't worry. I'll be back at the hotel in plenty of time. Miss Marion. You're late.
You said 15 minutes.
I meant to say you were about, what, 15 years too late? Took you all this time to get to the footbridge with a fella.
If you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here, I nearly turned back. Suppose I'm not the first to discover that this girl doesn't think too clearly when under the spell of your salesmanship.
No, Miss Marion. Surely you don't think I've been selling you anything.
No. You've given me something. That's why I came.
I don't recall giving you anything.
Yes, you have. Something beautiful. That's why I came. And I'm so glad. Please don't be afraid that I expect too much or more. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. I know there have been many ports of call. There will be many more. That's no reason for me not to be grateful for what you will have left behind.
Marion,
There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ring. I never heard them at all till there was you. There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them ringing. I never saw them at all till there was you. And there was music, and there were wonders they tell me these sweet fragrant meadows of dawn and dew. There was love all along, and I never heard it singing. There was love all around, but I never heard it sing. No, I never heard it at all till there was Excuse me, I'm expecting a cable from Hector Berlioz. This could be it. Now what?
Who's the salesman here? Sounds like she's selling and you're buying.
Listen, I didn't know I was going to be able to leave tonight. Had to keep her off balance, didn't I tell you?
Well, she's so far off balance, you can't tell her apart between a catboat and a hurricane.
Listen, Buster Brown, I'm coming up through the ranks on this skirmish. Not resigning without my commission.
But Greg, you can't get anywhere right out here on the footbridge.
There's a place over at Madison Park makes the footbridge look like an old lady's home. Now beat it. Go get the ring. Never a peaceful moment in the music business. Now, where were we?
You were about to tell me what I don't know about you.
Yeah. Well, we don't really need to get into that right now, do we?
No, we don't. Or ever for that matter, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately, but she did plenty when you first arrived.
Oh, how about what?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory of Music, class of Art 5. Harold, there was no Gary Conservatory, not 5.
Why, there certainly
because the
wasn't.
town wasn't even built till Art 6. I'll see you at the sociable.
Wait, you knew all the time?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came. I tore this out of the Indiana Journal. It was originally intended to use against you, but now I give it to you with all my heart.
Wait, but if you knew, then why didn't you? Why, you little... While 110 cornets played the air, then I modestly took my place as the one and only bass, and I oompawed up and down the square.
Good night, my son, good night, my love.
With 110 cornets right behind.
Our star is shining, its brightest light.
There were horns of every shape and sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be.
While 110 cornets played the air,
I wish I may, and I wish I might. Now good night, my someone, good night.
Greg, this guy's crazy. He's going all over town spilling everything.
I'll say I'm crazy. Missed my train, probably lost my job. But I've got you now, Hill, and you'll pay. You'd be in the clink right now. Hadn't it been for that piano teacher, I told her all about you and what'd she do? Lollygagged me around till I couldn't get a shin. Little dried on my...
Get out of here or I'll kill you, you dirty mouth!
Bully! You big blow-off. I will stay in this town till you've gotten yours up, down, through, and sideways. Why, you never even knew the territory!
Here's your stuff, Greg. Rick's in the alley. Come on, let's go.
Yes, it's you!
Oh, yes, it's you. Stop! Stop! Listen to this man.
You green grass gullible goats! Can't you get it through your heads that you're being swindled out of your eye teeth right now, this minute? There is a burglar in the bedroom while you're fiddling in the parlor. I'm talking about Harold Hill, road agent, highwayman, pickpocket.
Pickpocket?
Same thing. He's had his hand in your wallet, mister. And yours, madam. And yours, little lady. There is more documented evidence than you will ever have time to read. There is no band. There has never been any band. And there never will be any band. And if you don't hunt this man down like a mad dog right now, there won't be any Harold Hill either. He'll be on the next train out of this town. Now will you believe me?
Well, what are we waiting for?
I want my money back.
Money back? I want his hide.
After him. And when you find him, bring him back to the schoolhouse. After him. Try the low note. Look by the creek. Try the mill. Back at the privet.
for you. Where you been?
Harold, it's Winthrop. He's run away. Now go. Please, we've been talking about tar and feathers.
I had to see you, Mary.
You don't owe me a word. Don't you know that? Not a word. Now go, please. Hurry.
Craig! He isn't anywhere around here. Let's check over by the creek.
Winthrop!
Hey, wait a minute here, son.
I'm not your son. Let me go.
Not till I talk to you for a minute.
I won't listen. You wouldn't tell the truth anyway.
I would too.
Would not.
Would too. Tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you dirty, rotten crook?
Yes.
Let me go, you big liar.
Hey, what's the matter? You wanted the truth, didn't you? Now I'm bigger than you, and you're going to stand here and get it all, so you may as well quit wigging. There's two things you're entitled to know. One, you're a wonderful kid. I thought so from the very first. That's why I wanted you in the band. So you quit moping around and feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, actually, that other thing isn't any of your business now that I think of it.
I wish you never come to River City.
No, you don't.
Sis, do you believe him?
I believe every word he ever said.
But he promised us.
I know what he promised us, and it all came true, just like he said. The lights and the colors and the flags and the symbols.
Where was all that?
The way that every kid in this town walked around here all summer and looked and felt and acted, especially you. And the parents too. Does Mama wish you'd never come to River City?
Well, you do, don't you?
No, I don't. Now please go, Harold.
Go on, Professor. Hurry up.
I can't go, Winthrop.
Why not?
For the first time in my life, I got my foot caught in the door. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all till there was you.
Craig! Craig! They're coming! That way! That way!
That way! That way!
Which is why I interrupted the program at this point. Rest assured, this snake in our bosom would have been misapprehended by this time. And remember, fellow River City-sians, I can only remind you that I did everything in my power to prevent this dire happening from, well, happening. Fourscore and...
What have you done to get our money back? That professor has collected nearly $300 for uniforms tonight.
And we haven't even seen them uniforms yet.
He's slippery, I told you.
I haven't seen any uniforms either, or my child since just after supper.
He's a kidnapper, yeah!
Odd situation here.
Fourscore and 7
There he is! Where's my money?
Just a minute. Virtue has triumphed. The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold Hill. And if there are those, as I've heard, who are melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say them nay.
Well, I should think there ought to be some of you who could forget our everlasting Iowa-stubborn chip on the shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill arrived. Do you remember? Well, do you? Surely some of you ought to be grateful for what he's brought to River City. And if so, I should think you'd want to admit it.
You're wasting a great deal of time here. If there's a person in this room who does not think this man Hill should be tarred and feathered, let him stand up. You will let me sit down. instruments, technical instruction books, and expensive uniforms? Have you forgotten the clear understanding and warranty that your children would be taught to play in a band? Well,